Welcome to Relish Books. Today I'm reviewing Sense and Sensibility. I was going to do like Monday videos for the Jane Austen books, but I finished this one a little early, so I'm going to do Fridays instead, hopefully. I had so much fun reading this. I just went through it really quick. There's something very, very engaging about Jane Austen, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. This was her first novel, which I think is super impressive. It's not without faults, and I'm going to talk about some of those a little bit, but something about the style just draws you in. And again, it's hard to really know exactly what it is because she doesn't have like a ton of vivid description. She doesn't have a lot of. There are problems with the writing that you feel like would keep it from being so engrossing, but it really is. And yeah, I don't know. It's not just the plot either. Something about the writing itself really draws you in, at least me, and makes the books very easy and quick reads, even when they're kind of long. Um, Sense and Sensibility. I'm really excited to read the rest. I feel like it might actually be my favorite. And I do have to say, in starting out, I love the movie so much, the Emma Thompson movie, that I can't really separate the two things in my mind. Even reading the book and trying to focus only on the book, I have all these images from the movie in my mind, which I think is very rare and a mark of a really great movie because usually the book and the movie are very separate things. Emma Thompson actually wrote the screenplay for the movie, and she did such an amazing job. And there are multiple things that the movie actually improves. Some people will probably disagree with me, but I saw a BBC version one time that was like actually followed the events closer to the way things happen in the book, and it was awful. It was garbage, but that was production and the acting and stuff like that too. But the way the movie really takes out certain characters, speeds some things up. The biggest thing, though, that it improves that I think is the biggest problem with the book begins, and the movie too, really, in a very unusual way for a romance. This book is a romance. It's actually largely, Sense and Sensibility. It's the working title of the book was Eleanor and Marianne, is about these two sisters. It's not really actually about their romances as much as it is about the two characters, two women. That being said, though, the romance is still so important that I think the biggest flaw in the book, and something that the movie really improves, is that there's very little development of Edward in particular at the beginning. And the rare thing for a romance plot is that Eleanor's romance, the bulk of it happens right at the beginning of the book before you know who either of the characters are, and you don't even actually see it. It just basically tells you, Jane Austen tells us, she's like, Eleanor and Edward have formed an attachment, basically. They are interested in each other. You don't see them interact, you don't see them speak to each other, and I think that's really a flaw, especially in you have Marianne like having some problems with him and talking to Eleanor about them, and Eleanor's like defending him and saying all these things that she knows about him, saying all this time that she's spent with him, but we haven't seen any of that. And then for the whole rest of the book, her devotion to Edward, you just don't feel it. You don't really understand it because you don't have a context for it. You don't know him. And actually, he's presented pretty poorly because the first time that you really see him much at all is when he comes to visit them, something that doesn't actually happen in the movie. And he's so just like distressed and gloomy, and you're like, why does Eleanor like this guy? He's really not that great. He's boring. He doesn't treat her well. He's just blah. Um, and yeah, his whole like wonderful character that she saw and is constantly referring to and having her faith in, that all happened at the beginning of the book, and we didn't really see it. So I think that's the biggest problem is a lack of development on his character. And the movie has some of the best scenes, honestly, are right at the beginning there. Um, and in just a little bit, they develop um, Edward's character. He's very true to the book while being really likable, really fun. There's kind of this rivalry between fans, it's the Edward fans and the Colonel Brandon fans. I'm an Edward fan. I like him better than Colonel Brandon. Um, but yeah, you see why she's in love with him. You get it. You feel for him, and then you get their attachment through the rest of the story. So that's something I think the movie really improved on. And part of that is that they improved on is they gave him this kind of fun brother sister kind of relationship with Margaret, the youngest sister, which I think is another of the biggest flaws in the book, in that she has absolutely no character at all. Margaret is not developed in the least sense. I don't even know why she exists within the context of the story. I don't know why Jane Austen had there be a third sister, because she does nothing, says nothing, has no development, and the book is literally it's named after the two sisters. That's all it's really about. Their mother's very important, but the younger sister has no part in anything. And the movie, while I don't particularly love her character, they did at least give her a character, and it was important in Eleanor and Edward's relationship that Margaret was like close to Edward as well and was friends with him and stuff. So just just brilliant how they really did the movie. And again, I think of the two so closely together that I can't really separate them in my mind. The acting is amazing, and to read the book and to look at the nuances of the acting, how they worked in these characteristics and relationships of these people, it's really amazing. Emma Thompson's amazing. Obviously, she's too old for the role, but it doesn't even matter. She's so good. Um, and Mary Ann is incredible. Just perfect portrayals of these people, even improving on them. I feel like another thing that's interesting about the book and the movie as well. Like I said, I know I'm supposed to be reviewing the book, but I have the two portrayals of the story connected in my mind that I can't really separate them. But um, something that is interesting is that it's Sense and Sensibility, and people will often say, well, it's about the growth and development of these two sisters and how they each kind of changed a bit. Like Eleanor got more soft and embraced more the emotional side of her character, while Mary Ann kind of learned not just to live on these wild emotions alone, but to have some sense. And I think that's a really good thought, and I think that is like a really great story, but that's not really what happens. Um, Rather, we see more that Eleanor doesn't really change actually throughout the book. It's not that she changes; it's that we come to know her better, um, and it's more like Mary Ann comes to know her better. Um, Mary Ann changes a lot based on from Eleanor's influence, and through her changing and the two becoming closer, she sees more into Eleanor's heart. She sees that Eleanor does have emotions, she does have feelings. She's just a lot more disciplined and controls them better. It's not that she has less feelings or no heart and she has to learn to like embrace her emotional side. That's not really the case at all. It's more just that she develops as a character, as we know her better, and Marianne and her mother know her better, they see this side of her that she kind of has kept hidden from them a bit, kind of for their own sakes. And so, yeah, we might look at her character and in some instances be like, well, maybe she's a little too cold, maybe a little too sensible, but she doesn't actually really change. You just come to know her better. While Mary Ann does change very much, and much for the better. Yeah, just a really, really great book. Like I said, there are definitely flaws in development. Edward really doesn't get developed that much. If I just read the book and never watched the movie, I really don't think I would like him that much. He's not very likable in the book. And honestly, Eleanor isn't super likable either. You really admire her. You really appreciate her, especially compared to Marianne. but she isn't super fun or likable. Um, and again, it's hard to know how I would really feel about it exactly without having seen the movie. But apart from that, though, it is still, again, just Jane Austen's style of writing just draws you right in. It's one of those books that's very hard to put down, and I always love that experience where it's like you, sometimes it's like an effort to read, and you like read a chapter and you're like, man, I wish I felt like reading more, but I really don't. It's opposite with Jane Austen's books. You read and you're really sad when you have to like take a break for something. And that's always a wonderful experience. Um, so yeah, I think the flaws in this book are some developmental issues, some lack of description, but again, even the flaws almost feel more like they're just her style. Not that they aren't flaws, but like this is her style, this is the way it is, and you kind of just take it all together. Um, Certain forms of the time, certain lacks of description, certain opinions, um, you kind of just take it as it is. Um, so yeah, some developmental problems, some character problems. Um, I think it is important in that though to remember that the book really is focusing on Eleanor and Marianne and um, not so much, not as pivotally on their romances. But when you're going to have people that important, I think it is very important to develop them. Willoughby, for instance, is very well developed. Um, Again, not really so much at first when we first meet him, but there's enough time with him that he is a developed character. Colonel Brandon, I wish you got more of him. He's also pretty bland in the book. But so yeah, she seemed to have this problem of really developing her male characters, at least early on. She was a lot more comfortable doing it kind of later in the book. But again, it's a pretty rough opening in that regard, but it's still very engaging, just very enjoyable. So yeah, highly recommend it. I really, really like it. I'm going to be reading Pride and Prejudice next and releasing my review of that one next Friday. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. Bye.